Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends, the Maximum Hulk. Now, are people going to be maximum angry about it? Well, we're going to take a look at it, and then you can decide whether or not you want to order this Maximum Hulk. Maybe this is your one and only Hulk. Later on, I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and order it. I do not have a Hulk figure, and I'm figured, you know what? Let's just do it. I'll do the review on it, see how he is, see if he's worth it, because I do like the Spider-Man, although we know that he's built off completely different articulation. So anyway, there you can kind of see everything that he comes with. There's the big green giant, two different face sculpts, two different sets of hands. You got a missile launcher, you got the clap effect. And we'll see exactly how well he moves, how well he works. There's already some things that, I said I didn't really care for. There he is jumping. There's an actual picture of him grabbing and ripping the missile apart. And then you have your clapping action along with some like sound effects. But anyway, let's get into this Maximum series. I know this has made people really mad. Well, let's just find out if he's going to make me really mad by the end of this. So, but before we do, if you like this type of stuff, if you like when I give you Marvel Legends stuff that I review, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop something that's Maximum. All right, so here we have Maximum Hulk out of his plastic prison, and I'll be 100% honest. I think the real Hulk would have had a hard time getting out of that stupid plastic. I can't believe I'm going to say it, but, you know, Hasbro, feel free to go back to the plastic-free packaging because it's a pain to get in. So anyway, we'll look at the accessories and what he comes with first. So the first thing we're going to see is two punching fists. And let's be honest, he's the Hulk. He definitely needs it. So quickly looking, you can see the nice veins kind of pulsing through it. Isn't this paint rub already? That seems kind of chintzy. You see the fingernails right there. There's nothing underneath there. He does have the right amount of fingers. But you can kind of see the striations through it. Even on the knuckles there. I think that looks pretty good there. I have no idea where there would be that little bit of speck of red paint. You do see a little bit of lines there again. You're not really going to notice it all that much. But I do like being able to see the veins just kind of popping out from them. And again, they're pretty much identical, just, you know, one's left, one's right. Here we have our clapping hands. All right, now, the question is, are these going to go completely together? I mean, clearly they don't fully go like that, but that's fine because I can use this for other things. If he's going to slap, you know, maybe he's going to slap this guy around later on. It's hard to tell. But looking at the inside, you got some nice striations all going right through his palm there. You can see where the knuckles are at. Everything is like all one paint. So it looks like there's a little bit of maybe of a wash there. It's a softer plastic for sure. Because I can kind of move the fingers a little bit. So same with this, I had kind of noticed. So, all right. We have the effects of when he's going to be swinging. All right. Now are these I believe these are the exact same, but one goes on the left, one goes to the right. They're going to give you a little bit of paint up here. Here's your just swoosh. So I know they show it being really used with the clapping, but you could use this for punching someone, for blocking someone, something like that. All right. And it looks like it's probably going to go over his. Going to pop off his hands. Maybe it goes over the forearm, but we'll get into that in a little bit. This one's the exact same, but I do like the translucent here, and then just a little bit of yellow here, so it gives it a little bit of an effect. Here we have the clapping effect. I guess you could use this for other things. I was trying to figure out why he had a spidey sense. Realized not a spidey sense. It is the clapping effect. All right, but it does look like it might actually fit on one of his heads. I see he has a spidey sense right there. Or maybe he just won the prom queen. Who knows? So here we go looking at this. It is all translucent, all clear, but then you do just have the paint just going down like this. And I think it looks pretty good. I'm not sure if it looks as good as like the Spidey sense that came with Ultimate Spider-Man or Maximum Spider-Man right there. It is soft and pliable, so nothing really too pokey. If you give it to a kid, again, it's sharp enough that a little kid you don't want to have, but a 5-year-old I don't think you're going to have a problem with. And then we have the missile. And he rips this missile apart. So we're going to get a couple parts of the missile along with a blast effect. So it's going to be flaming out. And we'll quickly look at the flame effect. It is multiple colors. So it goes from this orange into this red. Now, I would assume the way that it's moving, it's because he's maybe moving it. I'm not sure why. For some odd reason, so far the Maximum stuff tends to be making things that look like, we'll say tadpoles, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Little swimmers. Because I don't know why the flame would be going like this. But either way, it does have some nice design in it. You can see it's just not all just perfectly smooth. And the translucent, it does look really good on it. I'm just not sure why it has a little tail like that. All right. As for the missile, we have 2 parts. And this is supposed to go in like so. All right. So there you go. You can put the missile together. That's for the blast effect. We'll pop that thing on right there. If you wonder why I missed it, it's because I'm looking through the camera. All right. So again, I don't know why they look stupid. I don't get that. That doesn't make too much sense. But anyway. All right. So it does look nice. All right, it looks like your little bullet. All right, so you got the tip right here, a couple little lines right through it. Then you have your 2 different wings. I'm sorry, your 4 different sets of little wings right there. Just a little bit of design. It is all one color. And then he's meant to tear it apart. And you're going to get your electronics. So you got your wiring. And then you get the middle shaft right through it that he just kind of ripped straight apart. And again, it does fit in nice and smooth like that. It doesn't lock in any place, so you just have to turn it to where you want it. I guess if you wanted it to be like this, that would absolutely drive me nuts if you had it like that. That'd drive me nuts. So you can do it like that. All right. As for the heads here we have the angry gritting teeth. And looking at the paint, I think we know where the little red came from, maybe from there. The teeth look like they definitely could have been painted better. All right, I'm not going to lie. I mean, they don't look awful, but you can definitely see it doesn't look the greatest. You can see his gums, a little bit of paint rub on that. As for the eyes look really good. The face sculpt looks good. You got these nice wrinkles all running through it. You got the big chin. And then you got a different style hair. All right. Now, they really should have made it so you could swap the hair with any of these, but they didn't. But looking at the hair, nice design, so it doesn't look like it's just like one big plastic piece over it. I don't think that looks that bad. Here we have the screaming face. And you look at those green eyes. You get the white pupils. Nice eyebrows sticking up. I think the teeth look better on this one. So the way this one was painted, it looks a little bit better. You can see he still has his tonsils right there. Tongue sticking out. This one looks like he should be, I mean, his hair's in a completely different shape. It looks like he's blowing back. Maybe he's getting hit with those sonic rays or whatever. But you can see the ears right there. Again, I don't think that looks bad. I know a lot of people didn't like the heads on that. Personally, I'm probably going to use the one mostly that I have that's on him right now. So let's take a look at the Maximum Hulk and see if anyone is going to get this. If they like it, are they mad about it? I already know people are mad about it. So first off, I'll just say this guy is a chunky boy. He is heavy, all right? I was about to say, if you can't stand him, that's on you, because he does have pegs right there. All right? No problem standing there. We'll try to get him in some other poses once we finish this up. I'll focus out a little bit there. All right, so I like this head sculpt the best although he doesn't have pupils. Teeth, once again, the white is not the greatest, but the eyebrows look good. The white just looks like they need to do it over. Like he needs some whitening strips for sure. All right, but you got the green lips around him. All right, like they're highlighted. He's got a little stress mark right down there going down his temple. It looks like. Got his ears. He's got a nice fade right here, and then he's got the part right down the middle, which again I think this does look pretty good. Just my opinion. As for his body, this is the soft texture. All right, so this is what's going to make it easier for him to do the, for him to use his butterfly without seeing it. I like the fact that they're trying something different. I don't see why people are worried that this is going to break down. There's other companies that do stuff like this. NECA uses something very similar for quite some time around their crotch. Some people call it the diaper, right? They use something very similar, and I don't see it wear down. So, but looking at this here, we look at his back, and he's got some amazing back muscles, amazing traps, just bulging right out of there. On the front, you see the striations all the way through the chest. You can see all the veins. So he's very angry at this point, which is good. He's got single jointed elbows. That is a problem, but at least they're not pinned. We'll get down to that in a second. All right, and then same here. You get the veins just kind of pulsing. A lot of different striations in the muscularity. That tricep is just popping. The abs are a hard plastic, so you do have the hard plastic. He even has a little belly button. He does have nipples. But this is the only part that you have this soft plastic, all right? We get down to his pants, and you can see that they're actually fraying right at the top there. And looking at them, you do have a couple little belt loops, even though I don't believe that he's wearing a belt. Probably doesn't need to, although it looks like they're sagging a little bit. And you can see the texture on the pants, so I think that does look good. And then they're ripped right around the calves. Like, we all grown to not question why his pants would fray around here rather than split up the side. All right. And obviously there's, he's got the veins right through here, but no boots or anything like that. And you can see the toes. All right. As for his articulation, this is what everyone is really wondering about. So we'll take a look at the head. And his head can only look up that far. And it can only look down that far. And he can turn side to side. He can kind of tilt his head a slight bit, but not really. All right. As for his elbows, As for his T-pose, that is as far up as it goes. So I would not say as of right now this is ultimate or maximum articulation, because I'd like to have a full T-pose, and that's a little down. Bicep swivel. There's your elbow swivel, and you can't even get 90 degrees, which is very disappointing, all right? We're at the point where technology, we can do a little bit better, but, as I can mention, guys like this, which was, I believe, 80 Mythic Legions, they're 4 horsemen, he has just as bad of articulation, actually probably worse. All right, you have your your wrists going to move in and out. So same thing here. I haven't warmed them up. There's a ratcheting system right there. All right, he can bend down like that. He can completely move around because his waist swivels and he swivels side to side. And this is one of the biggest issues I know that people have with Marvel Legends, is that this causes a really weird break. They want them to do them like Classified, where they dip inside of it. So when you turn, it doesn't make this really weird break. Sorry, there, Wolverine. As for Jean-Claude Van Damme, it's right there. No drop down hips. He can kind of kick straight. He's not going to be sitting down in any stingers, I'll tell you that much. All right, and here we have the pinned knee. And he does get a 90-degree knee bend. It is on a ratcheting system. It is double jointed. So I can't complain too much about this. I can't complain at all. How about that? I'm not going to complain at all because he has big, chunky legs. What are you supposed to do? There's only so much room to actually make it move when you have a calf this big and when you have a hamstring that big. But we don't need to see the hole for the pin. And again, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a big fan of pins. I also don't hate them, but we're at the point where there's technology that we don't need it. Maybe I shouldn't have brought Wolverine over here yet. All right. Then we have your thigh swivel, your ankle rocker, your toe. I'm not a big fan of toe articulation, but I do think on something like this, something this big, he needs it. Hopefully it will stay in spot. So now the big thing about this is, how does this work for his clap effect? You've heard me talk about it when it comes to butterfly joints. They don't always work. I believe this Spider-Man has maximum range. All right, his is absolutely maximum range, but the G.I. Joe Classified, not all that good. But for this guy here, he needs to reach over, and that is a good far away that he's going right there. So he's not going to have any problem holding a sword. I got some giant swords here that I can use. So, and what it does is, I actually like this for the fact that, let's say he's swinging over like this. What they wanted to do was make it mimic how your muscles actually would move, right? They're going to bend, they're going to contour with it. And I think he does a really good job here. Now you see it here. So if you're taking pictures from the back, you're still going to see a break right there. But I guess they thought that it would be best to not always show it. And I actually do like that idea, because if you have it there, you're going to see that no matter what. But here, at least they kind of hide some of it. All right. As for swapping the heads here, let's take a look. Head pops off nice and easy. Let's do this angry head. So there's an angry head. Still not much better range of motion, that's for sure. Hands come off nice and easy. I know we want the clapping effect, right? Everybody wants the clapping effect, and I don't blame anyone. All right. So, I think the screaming one probably works best with him clapping, or the angry at least. But how did we say we're going to do this? I think we got to pop that off. So, I think it goes on. Sorry about this, guys, but you know how I like to do things. First hand, so you guys can see exactly if it's difficult, how much trouble are you going to have. It just goes on like that, huh? So there's your hands. There's one effect. And the hands pop off really easy. So all you're going to do is pop the hand in like that. And then throw it on. Just kind of gets in the way when you're doing it. Not that big of a deal. All right. We're going to swing this all the way over. Straighten those hands out. So he can do this, but I think what they actually wanted to do, I think this is kind of one of the things they left out. All this bunchiness will kind of cause a problem. But what they want you to do when you're doing this is that this, I'm assuming, is supposed to hold his hands into place. You would think with feet this big, he would actually stand a little bit better. So now I'm going to take a look at this here and figure out how we actually put this on here. Because you can't really put those on. I mean, you can see how that fits. So it fits right around his hands perfectly. But then I can't get this on here. So I almost have to remove this. I mean, I thought that's how they showed it. I mean, you're not going to want it on top like that. That doesn't make sense. Right? That looks stupid. So you're just supposed to have it. What's our box show us? Oh, it's in the middle. So it goes in the middle like that. Like that's his clapping hand. That is his... Yeah. So you're supposed to... Oops. This is supposed to go like that. It's supposed to squeeze enough that he's going to hold this. Alright, this should have been designed better. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I am saying good luck. Because the fact is, his hands are not going together. They'll go together, but they're not staying together. Alright? There's too much tension, I think. There's too much tension pushing away from it. So, you can get the arms together, you can get the hands to clap. This thing's not going on. They should have made it so it wrapped around the hands and did this. So I can only imagine how long it took them. I'm not going to sit here and make people. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. Alright? Because there. I mean, and now I have this all bunched. So you think I'm going to be able to get that? Well, you can do it. I'm going to say you're going to need some sticky tack. And he does not like to stand up. Jeez, oh Pete. Let's pop these things off. Let's get some fist hands on him. Yeah, he does not like to stand up. Okay. So can I get him walking with one toe bent? I feel like I'm going to have the same issue that I had with Savage Crucibles. Although I got him here, so he's pretty good there. Alright. Get his arm back like this. Alright. So he's charging at someone. Alright. But can he even look at... I guess he can look at Wolverine. So I got a perfect shot there where he's about to punch Wolverine. I think that actually is going to work out pretty well. Now can we get him to sit down and... I can probably get him to sit down in a crisscross applesauce stance. Although I don't think this is the head that you'd want for that. So, there's... Again, I don't really expect him to stand up there. It's not really on his butt there. I know you're going, my God, I can't believe you're fighting with this. Can I get him on one... See, I think sometimes you have some awesome... awesome articulated toes. I'm not sure if this is one of them. Spider-Man is amazing. Ben Reilly Spider-Man, awesome. And now we get Maximum, I want to keep calling him Ultimate. Maximum Hulk. And as big as these feet are, I thought he'd be easier to stand. And Yeah, he's going to be difficult to stand. It's going to be difficult to get on one foot. And that's what I really like to show off, is if we can get him on one foot, because that kind of tells you exactly how well it is. But this guy has standing issues, and he's heavy. He is a big, chunky, heavy figure. But you can get him to stand without a stand. I can't imagine this stand, these pegs here are going to help. All right. You use a stand on that, he's just going to bring that over. And here we can see he is made in China. So this is not made with the G.I. Joe ones yet. Hopefully they move everything over, because I think that plant so far, everything, all the G.I. Joes, the 3 Joes that I've had are awesome. But anyway, there you go. That's your maximum review of the Hulk. And yeah, that clap action doesn't really work all that well. But hey, just my opinion. Maybe you have better luck, and you can tell me in the comments that you got it and you said, hey, you know what? It works better for me. Maybe I'm completely missing something. I'll play with them a little bit. All right, so there you go. That is Maximum Hulk. I mean, Maximum Hulk. I think he's going to make some people maximum angry. I feel like I think, for me, I think the look of him, the design of him, it looks pretty good. But I feel like maybe if you have a third one that's coming out, maybe you should have continued to do a little bit of tooling on it. As big as these feet are, he definitely does not want to stand. One thing that I've normally found is that, especially with Marvel Legends, barefoot people usually stand really well. I go and I look at Shang-Chi and Legion. They stand really well. He does not want to stand all that well. I think the design looks pretty good. I think you need better elbows. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I think the toes need to be a little bit better. They seem a little weak. So I'm not sure how well he's going to continue to stay, especially if your house gets a little warm. You know, figures tend to go over. Again, I like the idea of the butterfly, but you saw how much I struggled. I'm usually pretty good with that stuff. I mean, I may not be the greatest. You know, I know someone will tell me someone can do it better than me, and that's perfectly fine. I'm trying to show you guys the difficulties you might have when you open it up and what you're going to see. All in all, I like the figure. I like the way it looks, but I feel like there was some stuff they still should have addressed, and I don't think they did. But anyway, now it's up to you whether or not you want to go out and get this figure. It's really driving me nuts. I'm on an angle. Now I'm more of an angle. You're like, why don't you start over? I don't know. I don't like to do that. Anyway, there you go. Maximum Hulk. Did he get him? Are you going to pair him with your Maximum Spider-Man, who I really do like? You tell me if you're going to get this guy. Maybe you just absolutely have Hulks, and you're like, I need to have every Hulk that there is. And you notice I'm trying to emphasize that L, because people get mad and they try and say I say Hawk. I don't. I say Hulk. Anyway, I've said enough. You've listened to me. You're like, my God, shut up. All right, I'll shut up. But before I do, I'm going to say, hey, please take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Maximum review. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with a link to the Maximum Spider-Man review. And down here will be a playlist of all the Marvel Legends that I reviewed. Take care.